Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I'm going to be making what I call it main meal salad, and what that basically means is that I'm going to try and incorporate, or I'm actually going to incorporate all the macronutrients in one meal, namely carbohydrates, fats and protein. So as you can see, I have prepped some of my food so that we can save a little bit of time. One of the ideas about this particular dish is that I try and bring in a lot of colors, and I'll tell you as I go along the importance or significance of each pigment or color in the food. So I'm going to start with some greens. So greens that I've chosen today are baby spinach. Anything can be used instead. You could do kale, collard greens, mustard greens, some kind of lettuce, green cabbage. But the basic thing is to line your salad at the bottom with some kind of a fresh greens, or if you have frozen, that could be done too. You could always thaw it and use it. Then I'm going to throw up at least 4 or 5 colors on it. And the colors, again, like I mentioned, are going to bring the phytonutrients or the healthy pigments. So I have tomatoes as my first, and tomato is, we use it a lot. Tomatoes have lycopene in them. Lycopene is the red pigment, which is very anti-cancer. It's also anti-inflammatory, gets the inflammation down, and they are very versatile. We can use them pretty much in all kinds of salads. My next color that I'm going to bring in are radishes. Radishes are extremely good for you. They are sulfur containing, so they're very good for the liver, detoxification, and overall a lot of healthy nutrients in them. I'm going to bring in some beets. As you can see, the beautiful color of the beets. Beets are very heart healthy because they contain nitrates, and nitrates produce nitric oxide in the body, which is a natural vasodilator, and it's very good for circulation. And of course, they also render a beautiful color to the salad. After that, I'm going to bring some cruciferous vegetables. So I've chosen broccolini today. Broccolini is basically baby broccoli, very high in nutrients. And cruciferous vegetables like kale, cauliflower, broccoli, cabbage, they are all extremely healthy. They help with detoxification, getting rid of toxins from your cells. So I slightly steamed my broccolini today. And I just kind of like slightly softness in the salad because I have a lot of other crunchy things that I'm going to add. So you can use any cruciferous vegetables. You could do cauliflower, you could do kale as your base green instead of the spinach. You can do Brussels sprouts, just roast them a little bit and add them to your salad, and they're delicious. Then I'm going to do some cucumbers. Cucumbers, again, very basic in our salads, but very, very healthy. They contain a lot of water, 90% is water in them. And they, again, are extremely good for you. They're kind of a diuretic. They clean you out, clean the system. And as you can see, our colorful salad is coming together really nicely. And last of the vegetables that I'm going to add are my purple onions. I love them. I love their crunchiness, high sulfur containing, extremely good, containing allicin. Allicin is actually food for our good bacteria in our microbiome. So I love the crunchiness of my purple onions. Now I brought these rainbow carrots yesterday from Trader Joe's, and look at the beautiful colors that they have. So I'm going to actually chop them a little bit in front because most of the others I had already prepared. So I am going to do a purple, I'm going to do a couple of red or orange, and maybe a white one. Now carrots are rich in beta carotene. Beta carotene is it's a carotenoid or pigment that's a precursor for vitamin A, and we know that vitamin A is extremely healthy. Vitamin A is good for our immune system, for our skin, for our eyes. So beta carotene is basically found in a lot of orange yellow pigments. Having done that, I'm going to now add some sweetness to my salad. And how do I do that? I've chosen 2 fruits for today's salad. One is purple grapes and the other is blueberries. Now, blueberries contain what we call anthocyanins. Anthocyanins are extremely anti-inflammatory. They get the inflammation down, antioxidants, clean up your cells, high in fiber, low in sugar, so good for people who are watching their blood sugars. And then I'm going to add some purple grapes in it. So purple grapes contain something what we call resveratrol. Resveratrol is extremely heart healthy. Any purple, dark color, plums, purple cabbage, grapes, those all are high in resveratrol. So my fruit's in there to give it the sweetness. Now I'm going to add my protein. And the protein that I've chosen today to add in my salad contains both carbohydrates or starches and protein. And that's a cup of chickpeas. Anything can be used instead. You could use beans, kidney beans, black-eyed peas, keneally beans. Now the good thing about them is they're very high in soluble fiber, which is great for you, but they're also high in protein and carbohydrates. Now, for some reason, if you want to add an animal protein in your salad, say you want to do some grilled chicken or you want to do some salmon, then that would be your protein, and then you can add an extra carbohydrate, which could be extra fruit, or you can do a half a cup of brown rice or a half a cup of quinoa. So I'm going to add my protein and starch. Now I'm going to add some healthy fats. And my healthy fats are coming in from two sources. One is chopped walnuts. Chopped walnuts are high in omega-3 fats, we know that. So I'm going to throw a few on top, and then I'm going to leave the rest for garnish. And I was out of pumpkin seeds, which I normally use for my salad. But today I'm going to use sesame seeds. Again, very high in fiber, protein, calcium. And I'm going to put that in there, about a teaspoon. Maybe more, a little bit if you like it. And I'm going to give it a slight mix so that you could see how beautiful our rainbow salad has come together. Can you bring the camera? See how pretty that looks? So before I garnish it, I wanted to prepare my salad dressing so that you can have an idea how I do that. And I make all my salad dressings myself. They're very easy to do, they taste better, and you know what's in there. So today I'm doing a fresh citrus salad dressing. And the ingredients I have today is fresh lime and fresh orange. And they give a beautiful, extremely freshening, citrusy flavor. Vitamin C for both the citrus fruits that I use. So I just squeeze them in this little bottle that I have, and you could do it in a little blender if you want to do it a little bit more fine. I kind of like my salad dressing a little something that I could kind of taste on my salad. So I'm going to squeeze some oranges in there. And I have half a lime. Lime is a little strong, so I use less, but if you like lime, by all means you could do a full lime. And this is going to give us the acid part. And if you don't want to do this, you can always use either apple cider vinegar or any kind of balsamic vinegar as your acid, or any other vinegar that you prefer. I just like the citrusy flavor. To this I'm going to add a little bit of mustard, and I have this old style mustard, and I like mustard because it gives it a little oomph to the salad. It just gives it a nice kick to it. So I'm going to just add maybe about a half a teaspoon of mustard. Then I'm going to add a little bit of raw honey just to give it a little sweetness. If you're doing vinegar, then you probably may need to add a little bit more because vinegar is a little bit stronger in terms of taste. And then I'm going to add some salt. I have pink salt here. I'm going to add a little bit of that, maybe half a teaspoon, or even less, maybe a quarter teaspoon. And you can always taste it later. To this, I'm going to add some fat. So I'm going to do the extra virgin olive oil. I find that the best. Hemp oil can also be used, and about a tablespoon of the olive oil. And that will add our good fat in our salad dressing. Lastly, I've chopped some fresh parsley because I like to have some herbs, and you can always do dry herbs. You could do dry parsley, basil, oregano, cilantro, whatever herbs you like. I just like the fresh herbs a lot more flavorful. So I put that in there. And then I just give it a good shake. And you can see the parsley is dominating the color because of its green. I'm going to put this on the side. So I'm going to actually spoon my salad out, and then I'll show you how I prepare it and kind of give it a garnish at the end. This is a full meal. It's like you don't need anything with it. And try and make this either part of your lunch or your dinner a few times a week. This is our salad. Now what I do on top is I put a little bit of, first of all I'm going to garnish it a little bit more with our remaining walnuts, and we'll put a little bit of our dressing. So always spoon your dressing, because this way it gives you a little bit more control over how much you're adding, and you can always add more if you want. So I'll take about a tablespoon and I'll add that along with some liquid. Give it a little bit of a mix. Maybe you can have a flatter plate or a bigger plate. And then in the end, I garnish it with avocado. Because avocado, and it's again a personal preference, I like to have my avocado on the top. Sometimes mixing it kind of makes it mushy, and it kind of, you know, affects the texture of the salad. I just like to have it more as a garnish on top. And that's our final salad, our final meal, or a complete meal. Hope you enjoyed the video.